Welcome back. We have Chef Anthony Fisher from Pittsburgh High School Culinary Arts Program in studio this morning. He is as sharper than ever this morning, and I hope your knives are too.
Oh yes, I sharpened just for this.
All right, so you're going to be focusing on knife skills this morning in different ways, different types of cuts, techniques, and safety, of course.
Yes. Learning to use a knife. Easter is one of the times where emergency rooms see the most cuts because people are trying to cut that spiral sliced ham and they don't know how to use their knife, or they fixed a solid ham and they're trying to carve off of it and accidents just happen. So we're going to focus a little bit today on how to use your knives, how to hold your knives so that you're as safe as possible with it. This all comes from my concern for your colleague during St. Patrick's Day.
I did kind of throw it on him. I said, here's some potatoes, cut them in half.
So we're going to go through all of this. What I'm going to show you first is an onion. Easiest way to cut up an onion. So it minimizes crying, but it's very efficient where you can maximize the yield out of your onion.
Now, I've heard some different techniques. Like, I don't know what it is. I am very sensitive to slicing onions. I've tried different techniques. I've heard that if you put like a bowl of water with something in it next to it, it helps draw it. I don't know if that's like an old wives' tale. Yeah. I haven't found anything other than like putting on a ski mask.
But a ski mask still has your eyes showing.
Well, that one that's like nice and sealed.
Oh, okay, like goggles.
Yeah, goggles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with our basic.
I'm not like robbing somebody, not that kind of a ski mask. I mean, like if you go like, yeah.
I knew what you were talking about.
Goggles, yeah.
So here we have your chef's knife. The easiest way to hold on to this is your thumb against the bolster, your index finger against the other side, curl your fingers so that when you bring it to you, it becomes part of your hand.
So you're not actually using it. I mean, you're not, that's why, obviously the handle's a little bit short for your hand, so it doesn't even matter.
So it allows me to I can move my fingers around on it to where I fit comfortably on it, but I'm pulling the knife with my thumb and forefinger back into it. But if you notice, my fingers aren't turning white, my knuckles are not turning white. So as long as you're not sitting here squeezing it, and you won't have control that way. So just a nice grip at the tip and curl your finger around the other side, making sure to leave your finger away from the edge. You'll be in good shape. So, and this is how I show all of my students how to use them. And it takes a little bit of practice, but as many students as I have come through the doors, no major cuts.
That's
little
good.
nicks here and there. So it's actually the best way to do it. And we're going to do a potato so you can actually see it because that's what they practice on, are potatoes.
Do you make the students sign a waiver at the beginning of the semester?
I believe they sign one when they enroll.
Okay.
So.
If you get cut with a knife.
Oh, the nurse, Carrie, is absolutely wonderful. She takes really good care of us, and I have a great first aid kit in my classroom just in case.
Yes.
So we're going to take our onion, we're going to cut the bloom side, leaving the root attached to the onion. We're going to cut the bloom side off.
What's the purpose of leaving one and not the other?
I'm going to show you that.
Okay.
So here we have our root side. We're going to cut straight down through the middle of the root. Now you can peel your onion. Real simple, real easy. And I always take the entire first layer completely off of the onion. Makes it easy to clean, and it looks really pretty. So we'll set that right over there. And now we're going to take our knives, and we're going to look down into our onion, and we're going to cut down, but we're not going to cut all the way through the onion. All the way through the back. And we're just using our forefinger here as a guide for our spacing.
So you're cutting all the way down to the cutting board, just not on the back side.
Correct. We're leaving the root part still attached so we don't have anything to worry about. And we just come right across using our uniform sizes, and then one slice or two slices depending upon your onion right into the middle, just like so. Now here's the fun part. Use your fingers to hold it together, because if you hold it together, then none of the juices are going to get out. And then just right down through it.
Look at all those beautiful. And would you call this size diced onions?
This is a dice. And look at that. The root kept everything together, and our onion's a beautiful uniform size. Real easy to cut, ready to go right into the pan, just like it is.
There you go.
No tears, no fuss, no muss. See, you're not even crying.
because I'm not, like, I'm trying to keep my distance. I really am. How long were these at room temperature, these onions?
These
themselves?
onions, they actually haven't been at room temperature. They've been cold. So I just pulled
Like
it out.
in your car temperature cold?
Yeah, in
or?
the car.
Okay.
So they were cold, they're ready to go.
Do they,
even at room temperature.
Does it work better at colder onions or room temperature? Is there a temperature of the onions that helps, or like a type of onions? Like if you do have issues with the tearing up,
Don't stand over the top of it
because it goes up.
because it goes up. So, but I stand over it because I'm used to it. But if you notice, I didn't move to meet my product. I moved the onion to meet me and staying in a natural position. I didn't move it. I didn't try to poke it. I kept my arm and my shoulder all uniform so that I used my entire body to cut. Don't have to worry about it that way. Now my favorite is the potato.
Okay.
We use a lot of different potatoes, so cutting them down is probably the easiest thing to do. But what's one of your favorite things with potatoes?
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. So understanding your potato, cut it in half. Cut it in half again. And see, I like mine are skin on. Uniform sizes ready to go in the pot.
Perfect.
Every time. And I'm always moving the product to meet me instead of me moving to meet the product.
Okay, so we are out of time, but when we come back after on the KOA Morning Shoot News on Fox 14, what are we going to be?
We're going to do a little bit of work with some mushrooms and do some presentation knife skills and work with a little bit with mushrooms. And I even brought my carving kit. We're going to carve on a tangerine.
Ooh, on a tangerine. Sounds wonderful. We'll be right back.